so they go either side like that. If your fabric has a face, muslin doesn't have a face, Miss Gotts has drawn on hers to create a face. This fabric really is the same both sides, so it doesn't have a face, but we'll be creating a face. So these we're going to lay out like this, and you can match them like that. So we'll be pinning matching notches and matching the edges. And does anybody have any pins right here? You've all got pins. I'm going to show you right now, and then we're going to talk about some more things, but thank you very much. So, again, I'm probably preaching to the converted. You've all been well taught, I know, by Ms. Gotts, but I do it in my classes as well, where I told my students, I know I said this before, and it's boring hearing me say it again, but it always bears repeating. So, I'm going to show you the simple way to match notches. So, get your fabric. Now these notches are a little deeper than I would have liked myself, but we find notches by spreading like that. But they're fortunately not too deep, but slightly shorter notches would be better. So I always think like this: match the notches, match the edge, your seam allowance, and I think of the seam allowance as being like the top of a letter T, and I think of the notches, in this case I'm going in between, but I think of the pin as being the upright of the T. That's going to fix it nice and firmly in place. And that's how you want to pin notches. Take the next pair of notches, and that's how you find them. Just spread the edges like that, see the edges are lined up, and we can pin between where we've got double notches. Double notches just represents the back, but it also indicates that those notches don't do anything to the single notch. Every seam always has a discrete marking with notches that indicates not only where they match up, but also which way round it goes. So there's no way that you could have matched it that way round, because there'd just be wooden matching notches. So we pin all of these. Now this, as you'll see, which we can do first, is going to be 2 half-inch seams, and then we're going to turn them into a welt seam with 1/4-inch top stitching. Now, I hope you all remember all the details of a welt seam, but if you don't, just ask me and I'll remind you. But I should say right now, just in case you may have, because it's a while since you did all of these things, we use the edge of the presser foot, the right-hand edge, we line it up with this fold, where the seam, first seam was to come down and stitch down like that. And that will get those, so that will create the backs. Now the fronts, which are